Hi guys, Tom Cassidy here. We're talking about reasonable leadership, which is Bryan Sykes' program on how to be an effective leader. And Bryan has divided this idea of effectiveness into four domains. You've got the heart domain, the hand domain, the head domain, and the habits domain. And we're talking in this clip about the first of the domains of the head, and it's the first of the focus points, week number 3. It's principle first. So Bryan, hi, first of all.
Hi.
Tell us a little bit about principle first, and it sounds obvious, but I'm sure that you're going to, link it to the overall program in a way that not everyone will expect.
Right. And you're spot on with that. It sounds obvious, but I always say common sense doesn't necessarily equate to common practice, because we
Nice.
certainly don't see enough of it. And so we move from the heart, where you're flowing from your rootedness and groundedness, to the hand, to literally what you're doing, so what you put your hands to do. And so the head is about creating now the systems to move forward with it. And out of the systems is the behaviors that are set that's going to help you organize things. And so principles first really is about realizing a purpose that will sustain the vision and do things in a regenerative way. And the idea behind that is to be guided by the principle and let your highest thoughts come from the principle. Some people are guided just the other way around. They're guided by the thought, but the thought is not supported by any principle, which means that any sound doctrine, any leadership style, any different kind of concept that come, they're flowing with it because they're not really rooted in anything. And I'll give you a key point of what people can do for this. For most people, what they venture to do is look around themselves and decide what reality is, and then venture to create something from that perspective. This
Yep.
idea, you do the exact opposite. You go from within the heart and you create your own reality that's going to best support the performance that you need to operate in. And that's uniquely different, because then you'll be guided by a principle. For instance, the principle of this whole idea of reasonable leadership is greater life for all. So if you're guided from greater life for all, that is the central question. That is the
Yeah.
central
Yeah.
system of action in everything that you do. So you're always questioning, how is my leading creating greater life for all? How does the system that I created create
Mm.
greater life for all? How does my interactions create greater life for all? So I allow my highest thoughts operate from that principle.
That's phenomenal. One of my favorite ways of, well, one of my favorite authors, a guy called Buckminster Fuller, and you and I share an admiration, deep admiration for his work. He talks about when
Yes.
deciding what to do, you start with universe. So start at the very
Mm,
highest, and then you kind of work out from that. And it's exactly the same thing that you've done here. Is that let's not look at particular traits or characteristics, or not even looking at sort of a physical or a mental thing. It's just okay. Let's go with the highest point we can possibly start off with, which is what a great question. How is this bringing? How is my leading? How is my leadership bringing greater life for all? I don't know that many people would have a good answer to that question.
and they don't need to have an answer for it, because the answer creates the awareness. So the awareness is going to point them in the direction of at least seeking an answer, which means that they're on track to be positioned to create some value. Because you may
Exactly.
not have
Yeah.
an answer, because that's the challenge today of many of the leadership styles and that are out there. It's a ready-made model, and life is too messy. And so when you venture to ascribe to it and you try to apply those principles, it doesn't necessarily fit all the corners and all the nooks and crannies of your particular situation. So this
Mm.
is just simply using inquiry, a principle of inquiry that's at least positioning you for net value. And that question that's what it's meant to do, because it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be able to answer that question all in one sitting or all at once. The idea is to be on that path, and then everything that you're doing is being guided by that question. for most people, they won't even ask the question. They don't have a question to ask because it really isn't a principle.
Yeah, brilliant. Bryan, again, that's so different from what a lot of people are teaching. So I'm really excited about people diving deeper into this. There is a collection of these videos out there where you can see an overview, and there's a sample of some of the program that people can get to by clicking on the links below the videos. But is there any other thing that people can do if they want to find out more about you or more about the stuff that you're doing?
They can go to LinkedIn and connect with me there. Probably spend a little bit more time there interacting in different groups. That's probably a good resource
Okay.
place to connect with me. Or the VQ profile, which is the Value Judgment Intelligence Quotient profile. I have a small site there that I interact with people.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I'll make sure that these links are actually in the videos as well, so beneath, so people can get access to them. But thanks again for your time. Really excited about this program. It's different, but it's kind of, well, reasonable. And
Yeah.
I'm looking at this and thinking, yeah, I reckon I could do this. And I reckon most people would want to do something like this. So again, thanks for putting it together. I'm really excited about working with you to bring it to a greater audience.
Yeah, thank you.